What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Thomas Six, your host, as always. Today, I want to talk about something very recently that's been bothering me, and that is the problem with HoneyComb cereal.
I've got cereal on my mind every day and night. With cereal by my side, the whole world feels right.
See, the problem with HoneyComb cereal is that it should be amazing all the time, right? It's got a great shape, honeycomb, duh, that's cool. It's got a crazy logo character, which I haven't seen in a while, I'll admit. Less advertisements, but I also watch a whole lot less cartoons on TV these days. But I don't think they're on the internet or TV much anymore. Right, and it has a giant honey flavor, right? So you're like, cool shape, cool mascot, big ass box, always. I've never seen a honeycomb box in like the s'more size box, right? Look at the difference here. This is insane. You got a tiny little s'mores box, which is delicious and amazing, right? And then you have a big ass fat box of honeycomb, and the honeycomb isn't good. Now, my beef with honeycomb kind of lies in a lot of different places, right? First off, it's the flavor. Right on the box, you guys can see it says, now with bigger flavor. Well, why do they need bigger flavor first off? Because the flavor they had before wasn't good enough, right? And it's not just that, it's like, if it's not good enough and you're changing it, okay, I get it. Reformulating things makes a whole lot of sense when something's not good. But I've had good honeycomb before. And maybe this is part of the problem, is that also I've had bad honeycomb before. Has anyone else experienced this where I go to the store and I'm feeling a little adventurous today, so I buy a box of honeycomb. It's not something I normally get, but maybe I want to spice up my cereal life. So I buy this honeycomb and I bring it home and I start to dig into it, because you get excited about new cereal like I do, and it's just not good. The flavor's not where it should be, but the last box of honeycomb you bought was good. And it hasn't been that long since you bought honeycomb, but somehow the flavor's different all the time. Now, I don't understand what that's about, because every time I buy a box of Frosted Flakes, I know what I'm getting into. Every time I buy a box of Fruity Pebbles, I know what I'm gonna get. It's fruity, it's small, they get soggy real quick. But honeycomb seems to be like an entirely different cereal, where it's like, depending on the batch, sometimes someone's like, hey, Jeff, did you put in the flavor today? Yeah, of course I put in the flavor. What are you talking about? Jeff, sure looks like you may have made a mistake there. Nope, I'm a professional and I put the flavor in, I swear to... You know, and shit like that happens all the time, I would imagine, based off of my cereal experience. So the flavor needs to be better or more consistent. Like, I think honeycomb, when you get a good box, honeycomb's a good cereal. I'm a big fan of honeycomb, but you don't always get good boxes. It's like a 50-50 shot, if even. I would say it's even like a 30% shot in my experience buying honeycomb, that, you know, 30% of the boxes of honeycomb, that is pretty good, I like it. But that's one of the problems with honeycomb. It's inconsistent, especially for me. Then, you know, another problem, if you could call it that, right? I think this shape is amazing, right? This shape, it's cool. It's shaped like a honeycomb, right? This cereal should look and taste amazing. Look at that. Ooh, if you were a bee, you'd like that. But I guess actually you don't. If you're a bee, you wouldn't like that, because I have a video right here where I did eat it with bees and they didn't care at all. But the shape is like, it's so big. Have you tried seeing like a spoonful, like getting a spoon full of honeycomb is just like, they're so big, you can't even put a whole lot on that spoon. It's like, condense the size, right? If the size is maybe just a teeny bit smaller, and we can do it. Look, Good Morning Waffle Crunch or Waffle Crisp, also by Post, by the way, is smaller than this. It's still got the holes in it. Just take that same thing, make it rounder, and poke some holes, right? That's the type of cereal, like, layer it, make them thicker. Stop making them so flat and wide. I don't want a pizza for cereal. I want like a hamburger size shaped thing compared to, like, it's gotta be shorter and fatter. That's how we like it, right? Long and skinny? Then lastly, my big beef with honeycomb is that honeycomb gets like soggy in a way that as soon as it's soggy, there's no redeeming factors about it. The flavor washes off, it gets soggy, and they're like, the resistance is just, it totally goes away. And it doesn't take too long to get soggy. Recently, I've been mixing honeycomb cereal, 70% to 30% peanut butter crunch. It's like, honey peanut butter sandwich. People do that, right? I want to try some of that in cereal form. Well, it's good, except that as soon as the honeycomb are soggy, which again takes like 30 seconds maybe, the comparative peanut butter crunch things are like freaking rocks in your mouth. So, and again, that doesn't mean that the peanut butter crunch is necessarily better all the time, because not everyone likes crunch. I know there are people out there who do not like the crunch. But this has so little crunch comparatively that just please, if you make it thicker or put a different coating on there, like honeycomb is sweetened corn and oat cereal, and that is like a great combination of things, right? I think if more things were corn and oat, it would be great. And if you want an example of making a great cereal made out of corn and oats that doesn't get soggy, talk about the captain. And what does it say right here? Sweetened corn and oat cereal. Okay, so it's made of the same stuff, but this stuff somehow stays crunchy like forever, and honeycomb can't stay crunchy for more than like 30 seconds. Post. If you want your cereals to do better, you gotta make them better for the people who like cereal. That's it, right? It's got a weird shape. While it's cool, I think needs to change dimensions or sizes. It's got a flavor that washes off, and it's inconsistent. So make it consistent and stop having it wash off in the milk, right? And then third, like this stuff just gets so soggy so quick. Come on, I like to eat breakfast for a long time. Breakfast, quote unquote, because the best time to eat cereal is when? It's right now. We all know that. This stuff, it deserves to be better, because honeycomb has been around such a long time, and it has all the DNA of a good cereal, a good shape, a good mascot, a giant box, a decent flavor, but it's not quite there. It's almost there sometimes, but it's not quite there. So Post, please, take my advice, fix the stuff, right? We don't care, like, sure, maybe honeycomb has always looked like this, but you know what? We haven't always had Trump as president. Things can change. We can do new things all the time. Remember when Pokemon Go was a thing? Yeah, so do I, but guess what? Things change, and it's okay to have things change. Don't just stick to the past. The past is the past! Now is the time to change this cereal, honeycomb, to being a better cereal. So say it with me! The problem with honeycombs are fixable. You can fix them, and that's it. Oh, by the way, if you've experienced any of these things with honeycomb, or if you think I'm totally wrong here, sound off in the comments below. Let's talk some cereal and figure this out. Right? If you have better ideas than I do, then I am, my eyes open, I want to listen, tell me. But remember, if you like this, click like, subscribe, and watch my honeycomb bee video, which is right here. Okay, thank you. I will talk to you guys all later.